Welcome to my channel, The Silver Hair Homemaker. Today we're going to be exploring 3 different recipes using ramen. So come on, let's get in the kitchen and let's see what's cooking today. Okay, for our first recipe, you want to get you a small saucepan and 2 cups of water. Pour that in your pan. Turn your heat to high. And we're going to bring this to a boil. While you're waiting for your water to come to a boil, you want to take your pack of ramen noodles, get them opened up, and you want to take this little seasoning packet that's in there, you want to take that out and just put that away somewhere because we're not going to be using this today for this. I don't throw these away because this can be used for something else later, maybe if I need some chicken bouillon or something, but for now, just discard it. You want to take your ramen and you just want to put it down in that boiling water. Now I'm going to make sure mine's pushed down into that water really good. You just want to cook this according to the package directions, which is for 3 minutes. I do break the block of ramen up once that starts boiling. Once the 3 minutes is up on cooking your ramen, you want to turn that off and you want to drain your ramen. Now you want to get you another saucepan and you're going to add 1 tablespoon of butter. You're going to need a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And you're going to need a 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. Now you want to turn your heat on low. You want to stir this all together. You want the cheese to melt down. And you just want to stir it until everything is combined and smooth. You want to add in some salt and pepper to taste. Get that stirred up in there. Now this recipe doesn't necessarily call for this, but I will be using this in mine. I had just a small amount of some broccoli florets that were in my freezer. I've just put them in the microwave and steamed them because I didn't want to put them in frozen. And I'm just going to toss those in. See, I told you it wasn't much. But that gets that out of my freezer. So I'm tossing that in. I'm going to get that coated nice and good with this mixture. The cheese is starting to melt, and that's what you want. My cheese is nice and melted. So next you want to take your ramen that you have cooked and drained, and you just want to add that in to your other pot that's holding the sauce. Just stir the ramen into the sauce and broccoli until you get it all nice and coated with that sauce. That's coming together really nice. You could add chicken into this if you wanted to. I chose not to. The recipe doesn't call for it, but you could actually do that to add some protein to it. Look how good that looks. It's nice and creamy. Let's get this dished up. Now if you have some fresh parsley, you can top it with some of that. I don't have fresh, but I am going to top mine with some of these parsley flakes. And just like that, you've turned your plain ramen into ramen, noodle, broccoli, Alfredo, chicken if you want to add chicken, and that makes a perfectly good lunch or dinner. Up your ramen game. Okay, for this recipe, you want to take a saucepan, turn your stove eye on a high heat, and you're going to add in 2 cups of water. And while you wait for that to boil, you can go ahead and open your ramen. Take the flavor packet out, throw it to the side. We will not be using it. Now for this recipe, we're still waiting on this water to boil so we can cook this ramen. But you're going to be needing some stir-fried veggies of some sort. I have these right here. I won't be using anywhere near this whole package. And I'm not going to be using the teriyaki sauce that's in it. So, that being said, I'm just going to take out what I need from this and put it in a bowl for the time being until it's ready to put this all together. This recipe also calls for broccoli. So I have this frozen broccoli florets, and I'm going to take some of it, and I'm just going to use them frozen, and they'll go in with my stir-fry veggies. Okay, and once again, when your water starts to boil, take your block of ramen and put it in the water. Gonna get it down in that water and let it start softening up some, and when it starts softening up, I will break those noodles apart. Okay, now that I have them broke apart, I'm going to let them cook for 3 minutes. After your 3 minutes, you want to take this off the stove and drain it. Now just set these to the side while you get the rest of the dish prepared. Now if you've got a wok, feel free to get that out and use it. I don't have a wok. I do have a deep pan. So that's what I'm going to be using. To that, you want to add some olive oil and some sesame oil if you have it. I don't have any, so I'm not going to worry about that. I am going to add at least a tablespoon of oil to my pan. You add more or less oil depending on what you need. Now I've turned my stove eye on a medium-high heat. Now you want to use boneless, skinless chicken breast if that's what you have, and you can actually cook it in this pan should you choose to do that. I am not. I'm going to be using some of the Springer Mountain Farm grilled chicken breast strips that are fully cooked. I'll be using probably about half the pack. Now you just want to add your chicken in to the oil and let that start heating up. Now if you're cooking raw chicken, you're going to want to cook it completely. But this I just have to heat. You want to start getting this chicken heated completely through before you add in anything else. Now that my chicken is heated through, I'm going to add my veggies in. These are my stir-fry veggies that I took out of the pack I had. I just put the rest of them back in the freezer. And I'm just going to take them, pour them right in. Now I'm going to get these veggies stirred up in with this chicken. I'm going to turn my heat down to about a medium. I'm going to put a lid on this pan, and I'm going to let those steam for about 3 to 4 minutes. It's been a couple of minutes. I'm going to stir these around, just checking on them. They smell really good, especially those peppers. You just want to cook these until they're tender crisp. You don't want them soggy, but you do want them done. And mine were frozen, so that might take a couple of minutes. Check in on our chicken and stir-fry veggies again. Okay, I think those are about ready. So let's move to the next step. My skillet is still on the medium heat. You want to take your noodles that you have drained and you want to put those right in the pan. Now you want to get that all stirred up together. Next, you want to add in some soy sauce. I'm just adding soy sauce to my taste. We're going to start with that. Now, I chose not to use the teriyaki sauce that was with my frozen veggies. And that's because I have this sriracha teriyaki sauce that I'm wanting to use in it instead. You just want to add you some kind of sauce in. Teriyaki, or I'll leave a recipe in the description box with the recipe for this for a stir-fry sauce that you can use with this. But you just want to add just a couple of tablespoons of some type of sauce. Just put it into your taste. We're going to start with that. I'm going to get that sauce stirred up in here with everything else and get it heated through. You don't want a cold sauce. It's looking and smelling really good right now. And that's that. Let's get this plated up. I'm going to top mine with some sesame seeds. You can also garnish it with green onion. Anything you would like. You could add ginger to this, but I'm going to top with sesame seeds. And there we have it. A nice, beautiful bowl of chicken and ramen stir fry. Use more or less chicken and veggies to your taste. You can also add salt and pepper if you would like. I am not adding that to mine. Enjoy. Okay, just like with most of the ramen recipes, we're going to start out with a saucepan turned on high heat, and we're going to add in 2 cups of water. Now, while we're waiting for our water for our ramen to start boiling, we're going to take some olive oil and we're going to put it in this pan back here, just a little bit. Now we're almost ready to put our ramen in, but not quite. It doesn't matter what flavor ramen you use. I've been using the chicken because that's what I had in my pantry. It doesn't matter what flavor. You're not going to use this flavor packet. You're going to toss it to the side. I don't throw them away because I can use it in something else later. But for this recipe, you don't need this. Now once your water has started boiling, you want to take your block of ramen, place it in boiling water. Just make sure it's submerged in there really well. And after a minute or so, when it starts softening, I will break that up. Now we're going to turn our attention back over here to this pan. You want to take some chicken, doesn't matter what kind. I like to use this grilled chicken breast strips that are fully cooked. My oil should be getting hot. I'm using a half a package of this. You just want to dump it in your pan. Now since this is fully cooked, all I'm doing is just heating it up. But I am going to kind of break it up into smaller pieces, more of a bite size. Just because that's how I prefer it. And this is optional, but I'm going to be adding in a little bit of Worcestershire sauce into my chicken. Our ramen is finished, so you want to take that off the heat and drain it. Now I'm going to add just a spoon of taco seasoning into my chicken. This is my homemade seasoning. I do have a video of how I made it. You just want to take 1 spoon and just sprinkle it on your chicken. And get that mixed up really well. Next, I'm going to take some salsa and put a couple of spoons of that in with my chicken. We'll start with 2. Just stir that salsa in and get it mixed up really well. And I think that 2 spoons of that is going to be enough. Now I'm going to take my ramen that is cooked and drained, and I'm going to add it into this chicken. Now you want to get your ramen stirred up in there with your chicken mixture. And next you want to add in some queso. We are making a queso chicken ramen bowl. Mine has been in the refrigerator, so it is cold. But I'm just going to start with a heaping spoon and put that in there. And we'll get that stirred up. Let that queso start heating up. And get it combined in with the ramen and the chicken. I am going to go in with a second heaping spoon of my queso. Two more. We do want it nice and cheesy. Just get that stirred around in it and let that queso heat up. I think it's heated completely through. So now let's just get it dished up. And there you have it, a queso chicken ramen bowl. This is absolutely delicious. You need to try it. You can pair it with a salad for a nice lunch or dinner. Okay, this is going to finish up our recipes of ramen 3 ways. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, share the video, leave me a comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.